The bitterness of my divorce permeated every aspect of my life. I would lose my patience at work. I'd lose my patience with my children. I found myself very depressed, alone. Sometimes I would sabotage myself by overeating. I was probably drinking more than normal. I felt guilty, and at one point I felt like I should try to fix things as well. Even though I knew it was a bad situation, I still had tremendous amount of guilt for having been divorced, and at one point afterwards I had actually thought that maybe we should reconcile, which was not a good idea, and it was not God's plan. And even then, I was wondering how I would get past that bitterness, because I'd just be going back to the same situation. Nothing had changed. The bitterness really impacted my trust. I could not assume a best intent from anyone. I was suspicious. I was, I don't know if I was paranoid necessarily, but it was very hard to trust intent, particularly from my ex-husband. So I decided to seek some counseling from the church, and I remember sitting in his office crying, saying, "Can you be forgiven if you're not sorry?" And he said, "No, I don't think it works that way. So Julie, rather than reconciling with your ex-husband, you need to reconcile with Christ." I went home and had my homework assigned to me to write down everything that I needed to seek forgiveness from my ex-husband for. And at first it was very superficial, and then I went deeper and deeper. I finally did ask him to meet me for coffee, and I went through and I apologized, and he did forgive me. He in turn had never sought forgiveness from me, and I never really expected that. I had done what I needed to do to take care of my heart. I don't have control over his actions. I don't have control over his thoughts. I said what was on my heart. There was a time when I was driving to church one Sunday morning, and I'll never forget where I was as I was coming down the off-ramp. I just had a moment where I'm forgiven. I'm forgiven. It's okay, I'm forgiven. Life is happy now. Life is very happy now. The kids still struggle with the divorce, but I have a much more positive outlook. I have a lot more patience. One of the worship songs that really spoke to me was, "I've decided to follow Jesus, no turning back, no turning back. The cross before me, the world behind me, no turning back."